Hey, welcome to the show. We've got a very special DVD Extras Director's Cut episode for you.
Can I do commentary?
I think you do enough commentary. Today on the show, we're taking a look at Looney Tunes back in action. Kirby Air Ride. Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. And it versus its metal arms glitch in the system against Kaya, the Dark Lineage. Talk about Looney Tunes back in action. This is for the PlayStation 2 and GameCube. It's distributed by Electronic Arts. Now, what'd you think of this one?
Boy, I said, boy, this game is about as dull as a bowling ball.
Well, it's not quite that dull.
No, I'm just kidding.
But it's approaching that level of dullness.
Share this imitation.
All right.
Suffering attached.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's some good work.
The character voices are absolutely phenomenal in this game. I mean, they really spent the time and energy and creative forces into really injecting the Warner Brothers characters into this experience, and I thought that was really well done. I commend them for that. They have the granny that, you know, she wants you to find Tweety, and then Sylvester's chasing Tweety, and a lot of cool all the characters.
I like Elmer Fudd and the Tasmanian Devil.
They didn't just, you know, slap a license on a 3D game and throw it out.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I think there's a lot of problems with the gameplay, but I did really like the sense of humor. And the good news is that the characters are there. They're voiced by a lot of the same actors that you'd find in the cartoons.
Got some really funny quips. They kind of make fun of themselves being in a video game.
Yeah, I like that.
Welcome to the world famous Louvre Museum. The what for? The Louvre.
You can play as either Bugs Bunny or Daffy Duck. With Bugs, you can double jump and you can hit everything with a hammer, and you can also burrow underneath the ground.
Burrow in the ground.
That's a cool effect. I like that. And then Daffy Duck, you can sort of hover jump for a little bit.
He flaps his wings like crazy.
Yeah, and he has a frying pan that he hits everybody with.
It's kind of like a cooperative, like one-player experience in that, you know, you can play Bugs and you hit a button, and then you bring in Daffy, and then Daffy can help do stuff, and sometimes you need to have two characters on screen. The goal is to, well, part of the goal is to collect spinning coins.
Yes.
And break wooden crates.
That's the theme.
Have we not progressed?
We've never done anything like that before, have we?
In video games, never.
Nah. There's a ton of little hidden extras that you can unlock, like actual clips from cartoons and trailers. There's the whole movie trailer, because this is all, you know, loosely based off of the back in action
not at all,
feature film. Yeah, there's no Brendan Fraser. There's no Arjuna Elfman or Steve Martin. I found that there was tons of problems though with the camera. I mean,
well, that's the worst part of the game.
Every time you basically get off the ground, you're asking for trouble, because the camera just freaks out and like hides behind a tree, or just like tries to get away from your character any chance it can get.
Overall, it's definitely above average.
Well, you know, I had problems with Daffy's control. I mean, we spent a long time just trying to find, you know, land on a ledge. But you're right, it still has some fun in it, and you know, I know that
Looney Tunes. A little different.
I know what.
It's different.
It's the same, but with different characters.
What?
It's just like every other platform action thing.
Oh, well, how many other platform games you got? Speedy Gonzales.
Yeah, he was cool.
You know, I don't get that in Tomb Raider.
No, you don't.
I do not get that in Tomb Raider.
Maybe that's what Tomb Raider's missing. So what are you going to give Looney Tunes back in action?
I'm giving it a 7. I thought it was pretty entertaining.
I thought it was better than average, 5.5 out of 10.
On the positive side, it's really cool to see all the Looney Tunes characters used so well in a game. Good to see them back in action. And the humor and voices in the game are extremely well done.
On the negative side, this game has serious camera control problems. We had some difficulty making jumps with Daffy Duck. And even though the voice clips are great, they do get a bit repetitive. All right, now we're going to move on to a cartoon racing game for the Nintendo GameCube. This is Kirby Air Ride.
Been looking forward to this one.
Illuminate us, kind sir, on why you don't like Kirby Air Ride.
Point number 1.
Right.
You're a ball with eyes.
Right.
And what looks to be arms on the side, although I'm not sure.
You don't like Kirby?
No, I hate him.
Okay, all right. Point number 2.
I'll stick Kirby in my bum and fart him out. and that will give you a Kirby Air Ride. You know what I'm saying?
Kirby Air Ride is 3 games in one, just like Tommy says. You get the Air Ride part of the game, which is basically like, you can imagine a snowboarding game mixed with Wipeout. It's sort of like that. You're on hovering stars.
Except not fun.
And you whip through these psychedelic environments. You've got like a beanstalk world or a magma world, like a lava type world, or an ice world.
Magma.
The other game is the City Trial, which is kind of like Kirby Air Ride's battle mode, where you have different opponents and everybody's fighting each other. And then the third game is Top Ride, which is just like Super Sprint, where you can see everybody on screen at the same time.
I always talk about simplicity in games and how I love controls to be really simple.
Right. This exemplifies simplicity right
and
here.
so basically, there's no gas or go button in the racing game. He just goes. It's like you said, you compared it to a snowboarding game.
That's right.
You're just going. You're going.
You're going no matter
Now,
what's happening.
The big button, that was that the A button?
The A button.
They call that?
Yep.
That's for everything. It's for brakes, it's for collecting stuff, it's for, even to the point where when you collect like a firing weapon, you don't even push the button to fire. No, it just starts firing. Like it's completely too simplistic.
That's in the City Trial mode.
They use one button and that's it. In the two-player game, you really don't ever feel like you're racing against the second player.
I disagree.
Because you go off on all these little paths.
It's very
and
distracting.
things. You never feel like, oh, he's coming up right behind me.
We had a close race.
One race out of about 20.
We had a close race.
One about 20.
And I was fighting you the whole time because you don't like Kirby. I mean, your mind was closed.
Of course I don't like Kirby. If I don't like Kirby, I'm not going to play the Kirby Air Ride game.
Okay, I'll give you that. I understand that.
All right.
And I know that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be turned off by the look of this game. But there are going to be people that are open to playing a different style of racing game, and that's what this game delivers. You want names?
I want names of these people.
And I'll tell you something, if you've got 4 people around the TV set and they're into Kirby, they'll have a good time.
Okay, now talk to me about the City Ride mode, though. There's another problem. When we played 2 players
that's
it's
the
like
worst
the
part
most
of the game.
watered-down, twisted metal
that's the worst part of the
you've
game.
ever seen. I mean, he didn't know it. I actually put the controller down, walked away for about 5 minutes, came back, and my guy's still going, and Vic thought he was doing good, and he's trying to race against me. I never even touched the controller for 5 minutes, and thing's sitting on it. I said, I think you're having fun. Oh, yeah!
I enjoyed Kirby Air Ride. It's definitely not an amazing, gonna change your world kind of video game, but it was fun. 7 out of 10.
Dumb license, dumb game, 4.5.
On the positive side, there are 3 different racing modes in the game. There are tons of unlockable secrets to find. And the best part about the game is that it's deceptively simple. It's actually a very complex and deep racing game.
On the negative side, that's one of the problems with this game is I'm not sure who this is going to appeal to. It's too hard for kids. I personally don't like Kirby, and I don't think that a lot of people out there are going to like him either. Although I love simple controls, these controls are way too simple.
Stick around, we're coming right back with a review of Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy.